but here we go. This is the modern times now, and I know you're able to reach more people doing online masterclasses. So today, one second, I just want to check it's recording. So please excuse me for a minute. One second. Yeah, recording. Okay. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay. Oh, hang on. Got it. Okay. So my mission and aim of the masterclass is to help more women build a business that's aligned with their values and lifestyle. And I really hope by the end of this session that you will know how to attract more premium clients, package your expertise, grow your visibility, pitch to the media, and use time-saving AI. I know it can scare off a lot of people, but AI has been a total game changer for me and my business. So I will show you how to create your AI clone as well. One thing I always do with my clients, I'd love you to just humor me for a minute, is just to do a quick visualization exercise. So just put your hand on your heart and your tummy, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. And just visualize where you would like your business to be this time next year. So mid-year, August 2026. Think about how many clients you want, how smoothly the business is going, and just visualize that. It's always powerful for me. I hope to have a community of about 20 women, and we're all growing our businesses together. We're supportive of each other. If anyone's brave enough to drop in the chat, please do so. I'd love to read your comments later. And also, I'd love to ask, which you can drop into the chat or share, is what's your biggest challenge right now in your business? Do you have something that you're really struggling with, and any knowledge gaps? What's something that you find really difficult at the moment? And also think of something you're most proud of in your life. I think particularly women can be so hard on ourselves and we don't celebrate what we do enough. So think about what you're most proud of in your life. And yeah, I'd love to hear. So please drop that into the chat as well. Hi, Alice, welcome. We're just talking about what we're most proud of, or just if you don't want to put it in the chat, just think about it, something you're really proud of in your life. If you don't know me, a little bit of background of my journey. I started as a journalist. I worked in women's magazines, lots of Devil Wears Prada moments of like running around after editors and dropping dry cleaning. And but it helped me hone my skills as a journalist. And eventually I made it to editor myself. But I always had a little niggle inside me that I wanted to start my own business. And that came when I was backstage at Fashion Week, and I was interviewing some of the designers, and I looked around and there were these bloggers who were just there by themselves with a microphone, filing all the copy, getting the stories, and they were so passionate about what they did. And there was me with a big camera crew and people trying to, get stories, and it took us about a week to get it live. And I thought, wow, these bloggers are amazing. And that's when I had the idea to start a blogger agency, which then evolved into influencers and food influencers. And I really helped these bloggers that were so passionate about running it as a full-time job, a full-time business. So the way we did that is I helped align them with brand partnerships. Some of the female founders that I've helped, Sammy and Bella, lots of ex-MasterChef people, nutritionists, life coaches. Nagi is probably the most familiar one from Recipe Techniques. I'm sure some of you have made her recipes, but I worked with her for about 3 years, and she was amazing, had so much integrity. And when she first started out, you probably don't believe it now, but she was really scared to put her face out there and to be more visible. And I kept saying to her, don't just share your recipe, share your face, put yourself out there. And as soon as she did, that got a lot more traction for her, and people could really feel her amazing personality. So know that everyone finds it hard initially, but once you start to do it, can really help propel your business. Some of the challenges I see that I'm sure some of you can relate to as well is that inconsistent income cycle where it's, feast or famine. One minute you're earning lots of money, the next it's low. And how do we get to that stage of consistent income coming in? Another is lack of visibility, struggling to put yourself out there, and also the marketing and content overwhelm, which I think AI has really helped me to overcome. So I developed a solution, which is the business glow up, which I do with my clients. And I'll talk through some of these strategies today that you can then apply to your business. So number one is your standout signature offer. So I think lots of people try and offer a whole suite of services and it can get quite diluted. Whereas once you start doing just one offer that you can connect with your dream client on, that will really help your business to move forward. So start by creating your unique value proposition. Like, what do you stand for? What will people be attracted to buy from you for? Like, people will buy from you because of you and your unique personality. And have an offer, like a high ticket offer, not a low ticket offer, because you'll need to get loads and loads of people into that. Have a really premium offer where you can take them through transformation. If it's a cleaning business, you can totally transform their home over, say, 3 months. But looking at, how can you turn what you do into one single offer? A good way to start this as well is to think about your ideal client. A lot of people are marketing to everyone, but as soon as you start to niche down and work out who your specific client is, like what values do they share, how much do they earn, where do they live? I know when, even as a magazine editor, we called her Lisa. She was our target reader. And we had a picture of her up on the wall. We knew what she ate for breakfast, what she did. So we knew that when we were writing anything, we kept thinking, would Lisa read this? Is this right for Lisa? So it's a good thing to look at your messaging, like craft an idea of your ideal customer avatar. Like, who is that? What do they eat for breakfast? Like, what keeps them up at night? What are some of their struggles? And then develop that profile for them, which you can then speak to. It makes it a lot easier than just feeling like you're just marketing to the general public. So as I said before, defining that ideal customer is really important. Create your customer avatar. So you can do this after the presentation in your own time, but here's a few little prompts to get you started. And also think about how you are pitching your business yourself. So what is your unique value proposition? A lot of people will waffle on and you can see eyes glaze over and people think, oh, what do they actually do? I know really high profile people do that, but just being able to concisely say what you do in a few words. I remember meeting a copywriter and he didn't say like, I'm a copywriter. He said, I write words that sell anything. And I thought that was really strong because it immediately makes you go, oh, wow, okay, you must be good at what you do. And, for example, I'm not a social media manager. You could say, I help businesses generate an extra 10K a month through Instagram. So just thinking about how you can really craft your pitch and what you do, like what's the impact that you provide? Like I was thinking about, because I know, Joanna, you're on the call and you have your cleaning business. Rather than just say, I help clean homes, you can say like, I transform homes so families feel lighter and, everything's a lot easier. Families are happier. I'm sure you can word it better than this off the top of my head, but you even use ChatGPT to give you some ideas of how you could craft a better value proposition. So this feeds into attracting, better clients because you're very clear on what you do and what you offer. And that starts with a really strong personal brand. I think it's more important than ever these days is to have a strong personal brand. I think AI, as much as I love it, it can also dampen down a lot of copy, and you can really tell when someone's just used AI for their work. So really looking at what makes you unique, because that's what people will be drawn to. That's what people will buy from. And that's going to become, as much as I've read recently, like and more important over the next few years. So start by thinking what fills you up, what sparks your creativity. So jot that down. What are you brilliant at? I have a free Strengths Finder test, which you can do. I'm sure many of you have done it, the DISC training, where it will spit out what you actually do, what your strengths are. And then just making sure that you are really talking about that on your Instagram. And I know one of my clients, she's just super organized and detail driven, and that really works for people that need someone in their business that aren't. So she really talks about how she gets organized and systems she uses. Also, why do you do what you do? That's obviously very powerful. Is the purpose-driven business. So talking about the reason that you do what you do, and often it's a bigger thing than, well, hopefully it's a bigger thing than just making money, which we all need, but it's a reason why you are doing it. Like for me, the reason I do business coaching now is because I see so many women with these amazing ideas, but they're too scared to put themselves out there. They're too scared to give it a go. They don't believe they're good enough. And I think I see it so often with my husband, who invests in male-founded companies. They're the ones that get the money and the investment because they're so confident in what they do. And even if they haven't made any revenue, I'm like, why would you invest in this business? Like, they haven't even proved the model. Or whereas women, I think, hold themselves back. So I really want to see more women out there running their own business and making money doing something that they really love as well. I think it can work really well if you have a family too, because you can run your business around the family, not the other way around. So I'm very passionate about that. And think about how your business reflects your personal brand and values. And this might evolve over time. I know for me it has, like with children, that's obviously shifts. They're the most important thing. But I always started my business because I wanted to be able to drop my daughter at school and pick her up. And that's something I do now. It does mean working later in the evening, but because I enjoy it, it's something, the reason I started, and don't work for someone else. So a good way, and ChatGPT is great for this, is what are some of the pain points of your customers? So you can say, I am a nutritionist who helps women, in trying to get pregnant. What are some of the pain points that they're struggling with? And then you can create content based on that. It's a great way of just generating those ideas. Think about where your clients hang out. Like for me, I had a lot of clients from a Pilates studio. So I go to this Pilates studio called Mode, which is amazing. And I did an event there, a live event with the founder there and some other founders. And I knew that would be, people that were wanting to start their own business, people that were highly motivated, and people that also had enough money to be able to go to Pilates, would be able to invest in my program. So that was a great collaboration and a good way of reaching new people. So think about where they hang out, and sort of, not just online, but as well, like within the communities, whether it's networking events or in the city as well, on podcasts. You can reach out to them too. So growing your visibility, this is my Leading Lady framework, which is trying to get more women out there and become more visible. There's obviously, which many of you know, is the owned visibility, partnered visibility, media visibility, and community visibility. So I would say do a little bit of everything. But if you could just pick, from today, just one visibility strategy to focus on for the next 30 days, whether it's, I'm going to be featured in the Northern Beaches local magazine this month because I'm going to be interviewed about my top cleaning tips, or my, nutrition tips for winter. So if you could pick one, think about which one you could probably get the most bang for your buck with. So with collaborations and partnerships, which has been a big one for me, I mentioned I partnered with the Pilates studio to talk about how to start your own business. And that was great for her because she had access to a whole nother group of women, my audience, that then came and then used her studio, and I had access to everyone on her database. So looking at partnerships and even trading services instead of money. I still do this today. Like a lovely, I don't know if she's on the call yet. No, August, who does basically home organizing and just organizes your home. And she's going to come and keep doing that. And I'm going to give her some business coaching to grow her business. So I'm still open to those things and look at, some of those contra deals, especially when you start out and you don't have a lot of money to be investing. I think it's a great way to grow your business and support each other. And don't rule out competition. I've collaborated with the competition many times through my influencer agency. I remember someone said, "Oh, look at Tribe. They're taking all your business." And I was like, "No, I'm sure we can work together." And we ended up doing this amazing event together where we had 150 people, and it really helped Tribe grow their platform, and it helped me as well. So I think, I don't see anyone as competition. I think you can collaborate together. That was the mode event we did. Also look at who shares similar values. This is a bit random. This is they were called Van Life. They were when I had my influence agency, and they collaborated a lot with sort of low tox products and travel products, and did a big campaign with Patagonia, and they were very much about get back to basics and live off the grid. And they got a lot of money to fund their lifestyle by collaborating with these brands. Also find micro influencers. I know influencers is a totally overused term now, but there will be people within your community that do have a good network and that can refer people to your business. Even just, I referred someone the other day to August who'd helped with My Home, and then I kept telling a few friends about it. So look at people that have a good network within your community that you could say, look, I will give you a free service in exchange for you promoting X, Y, and Z, or just think about how you can find people that aren't the big names that are going to cost a lot of money, but just the smaller ones, or even asking to be featured on their podcast and show what value you could bring to them. So with journalists and editors, pitching to them, I know journalists are very busy these days. There've been so many job cuts in media, so they're very time poor. So email them with a really compelling hook, why this story matters. Lead with what value you can offer them. So why is it relevant to their audience, and offer your unique expertise and insight. So I would love to, here's my, I'm just thinking you can either do, which I think works well, is to write it even yourself, where you can say, here's my 10 tips. Would you be interested in me writing this article as a contributor? Or another way is, I'd love to be interviewed on this topic. These are the insights I can share. And just keep it very simple and concise, but make it relevant to their audience, and always use their name. Don't never just say, dear, da, da, da. I remember once when I was at Yahoo, someone introduced me as, well, dear 9 MSN. And I was like, that's my competitor in the media world. So, at least try and find someone's name, show you've done the research, or contact them on LinkedIn. I recently had, some luck with that, doing it on LinkedIn and messaging a journalist directly. Lead with value, follow up without being annoying. So do follow up, definitely follow up. People are busy. So I would follow up 1 to 2 times. And just, it's always good when you get a no as well, I think, because then you can, move on to the next opportunity. So you can read this later in your own time, but these are my 5 steps to creating a winning media pitch. So if you follow these, I would hope that you would definitely, get some interest, or at least get a reply, or you could work with a journalist on, making it a more interesting article. If everyone could commit to drafting 1 media pitch this week or this month, I'll commit to it as well. And just, see if we can all get featured in the press. They're always looking for ideas. So no idea is a bad idea, and it's ideas for them. And if it's right, hopefully you will, get featured. And then lastly, this is saving hours and increasing time with productivity with AI. So why AI? Like, I know it keeps evolving very quickly and there's new tools out there all the time, but I would say definitely having a friendly assist. It's like having a friendly assistant 24/7 to help with ideas, brainstorming, creating content. And I don't know how much everyone knows about it, but I do feel like it's creating the AI clone has what's been the game changer for me, and not just using ChatGPT. So mine's called Daisy. I absolutely love her. She's so helpful. It took me about half a day to create her, but because of the system I put together, you could probably do it in a couple of hours. And yeah, she gets me about 80% of the way there with my copy. Sometimes it can be a bit cliche and cheesy, but she knows who my audience is. She knows who I'm speaking to, which is why I was saying earlier in the presentation, really define like what your offer is, who your ideal customer is, your personal brand, and that can all shape into your AI bot. So if you click on the link here, once I send this round, this is the workbook to work through and actually create your AI bot. And there's a few ChatGPT prompts here as well that you can use. Another really important thing, which is just as I'm finishing up, is look at who you're surrounding yourself with. I think this is one that gets overlooked, but I'm really passionate about having a community of women that are supportive and cheer me on. And I think looking at who your biggest cheerleaders are, like Tony Robbins, love him or hate him, says you're the makeup of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's very true that proximity is power. Most of my, the last 5 years with my kids, which probably explains why my presenting skills are a little bit waffly these days. But I know as I start to build my business up again, I will be surrounding myself with more women and that help to egg me on. And so I think it's really important to look at who your cheerleaders and community is. Remember, there are people that are a lot less qualified than you, simply doing the things that you want to do because they decided to believe in themselves and took action towards their goals. And definitely my business mentor taught this to me, that it's success is 20% strategy, 80% mindset. So it's all very well having all the strategy in place, but if you're not mentally believing you can do it and you're working on your mindset every day, I really believe you won't get to where you want to be. So I think that's something that is a really important practice. I know Leah, who's on the call, could probably help some people with that. But yeah, as you should probably know, it's just that will feed into everything you do. If you're feeling good and you're in the right frame of mind, and you'll then energetically attract the right people too. And work out what success means to you. I mean, for some people, it is having a huge business. For some people, it's a lifestyle business. I know with my influencer agency, I thought I'll be successful when I'm employing 20 people like my friend Bonnie. And she actually said to me, she was like, "Oh, Vic, I'm so jealous of your business that's just you and one other person, because I'm just trying to make payroll every month. Like every month, all the money I get from the brands goes to payroll to pay everyone." And she was like, "You're more profitable than me." So, not always success does leave clues, but don't always try to measure up to someone else's version. Think of what success is to you. For me, that's running a business where I can still pick up the kids from school. It's not going to earn huge amounts of money, but it's going to earn enough for me to have the freedom to travel, have location freedom, pay my mortgage. And yeah, that's really important to me. And also the time as well, to be able to work from home. So just recapping on what we've touched on very briefly today, which you can explore further, is packaging your expertise, attracting clients, visibility strategies, and AI growth hacks. And I am launching a 12-week program on the 8th of September. This will be where we implement all of these over 12 weeks. It'll be a really supportive community of women. I've spent the last year developing it. You'll have a lot more confidence at the end of it. You'll be attracting better opportunities. It's the first time I've run it as a group program, so I'll be doing it as a special rate. So please book in a call to see if it's right for you. It's called the Business Glow Up Again. I'll send this around so you can read through to get more details about it. But yeah, I've worked one-on-one with clients, so you can read what they've said as well. Katrina, who's a health coach, and Melissa, who was a private Montessori tutor. So yeah, book in a call and we can see if it's a right fit for you and if you're a right fit as well. I really want 8 women who are going to be really supportive of each other, excited. They're going to implement the things we've learned. They're going to take action. And at the end, we're going to have a big party as well on a boat. So that can be the celebration if that motivates you. So thank you everyone for your time. I hope you got some value from it. I will share around the presentation and also the deck, so you can click on some of those links I mentioned.